What do you tell a prospective customer who wants the deep relief, natural appearance of stamped concrete when they have an existing concrete slab? What do you tell the owner of a commercial location who wants the beautifully textured look of slate, river rock, wood plank, or stone inside the premises? These are problems that have plagued concrete contractors for years, but in the next few minutes, we're going to introduce you to a new product that will revolutionize the decorative concrete surfacing industry by allowing you to offer the customer exactly what he wants. It may come as a surprise to you, but all of the patterns you're seeing on the screen are stamped over existing concrete surfaces without having to pour a 2-inch cap or replace the slab entirely. Introducing Super Surface, the amazing new concrete polymer that allows you to install beautiful stamped patterns on almost any existing surface, indoors or out, with none of the attendant messes caused by pressure cleaning, color hardeners, and release powders. How is this possible? Let's look in on a demonstration given recently at Superstone headquarters in Opelika, Florida, where we're going to install random stone and Caesar stone stamp patterns on 2 slabs. As always, proper surface preparation is essential to the success of any overlay. Equally important is the repair of any existing cracks in the slabs. As this scene indicates, unrepaired cracks will appear again in the new surface. In a few minutes, we'll show you how Superstone developed a crack repair system that really works. For now, let's return to the demonstration site. On the first slab, we'll be applying Caesar stone, a pattern that's favored in many large commercial applications because of its unique, pedestrian-friendly texture. As with any overlay system, proper surface preparation is a must. So these surfaces have already been degreased, acid washed, and skim coated. In this area, we're mixing material for the base coat. And over here, the stamp mix is being prepared in a mortar mixer. Now, here you'll notice a departure from the normal concrete stamping process. The bag mixes are already pre-colored in a limitless selection of colors to ensure uniformity and color integrity, making interior applications possible with no ambient contamination. Before we squeegee the base coat on, we're misting the surface with water to retard the drying time. You see, the base coat has to be wet when the stamp mix is applied. Only squeegee an area that can be covered with stamp material before the base coat dries out. It's best to bring the stamp material to the application area in smaller amounts, as we're doing here. Now we're spreading it with a gauge rake, in this case set at 3/8 of an inch, so that it's uniform in thickness throughout the surface of the slab. Immediately after the mix is applied, we smooth it with a round-cornered Fresno. If no forms are in place and the edges of the slab are ragged, simply add additional material to these edges and clean them up with a finishing tool. Another major departure from normal concrete stamping procedures is our use here of Superstone liquid release agent, one of the reasons why the Super Surface polymer system installs as cleanly and easily on interior surfaces as it does outdoors. We spray the Superstone liquid release on the tools, as well as the area we're preparing to stamp, and place the tools. The tool for the Caesar stone pattern we're going to install is called a feather edge texture mat. It's a non-linear, non-directional pattern which imparts surface texture rivaling natural stone, but contains no grout lines, making it ideal for difficult area configurations. As you can see, this mat is extremely flexible and almost 5 by 5 in size, so fewer tools are required on the average job. As we tamp the pattern into the surface with an impact tool, you'll see another advantage of the Superstone liquid release. A corner of the tool may be raised at any time to accurately determine whether the desired depth of the pattern has been reached or if additional tamping will be required. Now the last tool is removed so we can see the intricate natural stone surface that this pattern tool has provided. Let's move over to another slab where we'll apply a deeper textured and more definitive pattern, random stone. As with the stamp we just finished, we've already prepped the surface of the slab and applied a skim coat, a base coat, and of course, the polymer stamp material. We're placing and stamping the random stone pattern now. As you can see, this is another non-linear, non-directional pattern. The tools we're using here are color-coded. As long as two tools of the same color are not placed next to each other, you'll get a totally random effect with no obvious pattern repeats. By the way, the Supersurface polymer system allows considerable open time before stamping, depending, of course, on the temperature and humidity. The final stamp tools are removed so we can see a close-up of the deep relief of this random stone pattern. Any double lines in the finished pattern can be cleaned out with a Superstone mortar tool, just as we're doing here. In a random stone pattern like this one, grout lines are never uniform in size, so precise spacing is not that important. The antiquing effect, normally obtained through the use of release powder, is done here by mixing 1 part of solvent-based concrete sealer with 1 part of xylene, then adding powdered release agent into the mixture until the desired color is obtained. The day after the stamping, the antiquing mixture is liberally sprayed onto the surface and allowed to dry. If the surface area is to be highlighted to a greater degree, use a camelback sponge to brush xylene lightly over the top to remove excess coloration after the surface has dried and prior to sealing. Once the surface is completely dry, Superstone solvent-based sealer may be rolled, brushed, or sprayed onto the surface. In the case of high temperatures and low humidity, it's best to dilute the sealer slightly and apply several thin coats. In areas of normal temperature and humidity, 2 coats of undiluted sealer will suffice. Now, let's look at another example of the superior flexibility of Supersurface concrete polymer. We've taped this slab into 4 sections to show you 4 different surface overlays. On this slab quadrant, we're going to do a simple broom finish, so we'll begin by applying the base coat just as we did for the stamp process. As usual, all the normal steps in surface preparation have already been done. We'll allow this bond coat to dry, then apply the broom finish mix. Incidentally, the Super